who is ALBe Back? ALBe Back is the greatest rapper ever lived, ever. No, I'm playing. I'm just a Bronx kid that I you know, started writing when I was in 6th grade, and I loved it, and it took me to many stages. Poetry, especially. You know, I started doing poetry really at a young age, and then I started to do like the New Yorican Poetry Cafe and the slam circuit, and you know, everybody noticed me from that, being ALBe Back. That's why that's my name, you know, originated from. Actually, Big Pun gave me my name, but that's a whole nother story. And through the poetry world, I found my voice, and from there, you know, I did some movies and some documentaries, but the poetry world, the stage, hip hop, you know, it all started from there. You know, a lot of people look at hip hop like something you do, you know, because a lot of people do it as a business, but we live it. You know, in the Bronx, we grew up around the language. This is how we talk. This is how we dress. There's no real clear-cut point when you started being hip-hop. It is who you are in the South Bronx. It's how we grew up. And so through the Zulu Nation and everything that I've learned growing up, and being in the house parties and being in the jams outside in the basketball court, I loved hip-hop. I breathed it. It was second nature to us. It's what we did on Thursdays. It's what we did on Fridays. It's what we did all weekend. It's how we talked to each other in the lobby. And it's definitely what happened at the lunchroom table. So when it comes to hip hop, I guess I've always done it. I am it. When it comes to the business, I started making money off of it when I think my first big check was producing for Kanye West on the Graduation album. A song that I did with me, him, and Mos Def on a song called Good Night, and it was really fresh. It was overseas. A lot of people seen it overseas, but that's my first hip hop check. You know what I mean? Other than that, you know, hip hop is who I am. When it comes to records and everything that I produced and everything that I put forward into the world, if you heard a record from ALBe Back, it's because I meant it for it to be out there. And when it comes to features on albums, they have to have a distinct reason and perfect sound with the song. The song matters. It really isn't about being rich, because once you think you have $1 million, the government will show you how you have half of that. Just some people that can get and help assist the message. So that's how we look at our features. When it comes to Fab, I had told him 2 years before we did the song, and I was like, yo man, I rap. And he was like, oh, I didn't even know you rap, word? And I was like, yeah man, I go in. I'm sure he gets that all the time from actors and athletes. And I was like, I want to do a bilingual song with you. I know a lot of people that didn't know that Fab was half Dominican. And if you know anything about the half mutt culture, we only know pieces of Spanish. You know what I mean? We don't know it all. And if you know anything about people that are half Spanish, we all know, yo, mira, mira, mira. And so when I presented him the song, it was about that. It wasn't about, yo, I'm trying to sell records and Fab is perfect. It was, he's perfect to represent that, because he is Spanish, but he doesn't know it. Doesn't know it completely, and that's what the song was about. When it came to KRS-one, I did a record with KRS-one and MC Lyte on the same record, but it's not about hip hop. First of all, I'm from the Bronx, so there's only 2 people if you're a Bronx MC, there's only 2 people you're gonna want to do a song with. You know what I mean? And that's KRS-one and Big Pun. And since I lived with Pun and I was always around him, you know, and he loved me, you know, I didn't get a chance. You know, I thought he was gonna be here forever, and I didn't get a chance to work with him like I wanted to. And we did. We wrote little records together, and I was always there when he was writing. But when KRS-one was in the studio, I didn't want to just do a song about, this is hip hop, let's bring it back. Now I wanted to do a concept record that that I've never seen nobody do. And he did a joint called 16. He was spitting 16 bars about 16. And so he was like, when I turned 16, it was a sweet 16. He was just going in on 16. And then MC Lyte was like, man, I'm gonna kill this. And she wrote 17. And she started killing it. And you know, they looked at me like, well, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? MC Lyte and KRS-One just killed 16 and 17. And if you listen, you know, I feel like I destroyed 18. And we just killed it, like just uptown New York people just, you know, going at it on the mic. It had nothing to do with accolades. It had nothing to do with being legends. It had to do with the structure of the song and how it made sense for a young kid hungry to come after those legends and rip 18 like nobody else could. So it's about the song. What does the song tell you? And who should be on it, you know? And I think we do a good job not disrespecting the record. The key to building relationships is to be yourself in any relationship. Tell someone who you are up front, you know, don't lie, you know. And, you know, my company that I've been cultivating is a company called Just Be. And you know, everything that we do is a replication, an exact replication of who we are inside. We are who we are, and we're passionate about our music, and we're passionate about filming, from shorts to, you know, 1-minute shows that I do, or interviews, or just straight bars. That's why you don't get a lot of, you know, I took Shorty to Turks and Caicos in my rhymes, you know what I mean? Because I ain't take Shorty to Turks and Caicos. I might have taken her to Jimmy Jazz, you know what I mean? And so everything that we are and everything that we say in our lyrics, man, it's just the truth. What was that? It was, I believe it was Booty Talk 25. And I did that. And I got fired because I was wildin'. No, I'm playing. You see me in the credits, you know what I mean? No, my starting film was this documentary I did called Spit. You know, it was filmed by Rotimi Rainwater. And it was about poetry and hip hop. And so then I did poetry, and I was on Def Poetry. I was on Broadway. And Chris Robinson, who just so happened to do all the Big Pun's music videos, recognized me because I was a 15-year-old kid on set, on the music videos, just inquisitive, trying to learn and trying to listen, you know, from everything that he was spewing out. I was just around the director. I wanted to learn what made the videos great. And so when he saw me on Def Poetry, he said, "Man, you'll be perfect for this part." But I didn't have any money, so when he said, "Come, go down to Atlanta to audition," I went on the train and started spitting poetry, hard body for 48 hours. And so New York gave me the money to get on that plane to represent New York in a movie called ATL. And when I got there, you know, the casting director, who was a famous casting director, her name is Kim Harding. She did everything, hustle and flow, everything. And you know, she just so happened to ask me. She was like, "Man, you know, can you rap or do a poem or something?" I was like, "Yeah, I could do a poem." I wasn't on set rapping. I wasn't, "Yo, T.I., give me, yo, let me get 16 on you." I wasn't under that, you know. I was an actor, and I worked extremely hard on it. Shouts to everybody that worked on that film, and Gloria Gifford, who was also our acting coach. And that's what I was. And so after that, you know, we started shooting our own shorts. We saw that they weren't giving anybody, you know, scripts like ATL anymore. I mean, I haven't seen a movie like ATL since ATL, because it's really hard to find those magical moments or recreate them without it becoming Belly Part 2.
I be getting money. I be getting money.
It's a consistent base of who you are. And it's telling everyone not only who you are, but what you're about. And when you leave, when they're not in front of you, it tells them that, you know. So to be consistent with who you are and to put that out to the world, when you're not there, it represents you. So when it comes to my music, and you see Mira Mira, and you see the song I got with Main, or you see the song I got with DMC, or you see any freestyle or whatever, it's always gonna represent me when I'm not there to represent myself. It's gonna represent me for me. I think I inspire to be exactly who I am. A poet, actor, activist, lover of words. That's who I am, and I don't. You see, it's funny with words, right? When someone says, "Who do you want to be like?" If you even play with the thought that you are not exactly who you said that you was gonna be, you can't even think about it. It has to be completely numb to you, to anybody, anything. You are exactly what you're supposed to be. I asked to be here. I'm the little sperm that won out of all the other sperms. So how in the world can I, in any temptation or any fantasy, the fantasy of being great is the greatness that I am. If not, then I'm trying. And when you try hard, you die hard. What's next for ALBe Back? Well, first I'm back. No man. I'll try to get a little light with you guys. What's next? We're doing a play. We're doing an off-Broadway play. It's a one-man play. It's scored by Ski Beats, with a whole Latin orchestra and hip-hop sounds and acting, poetry, rapping, all mixed into one, jambalaya. It's such an amazing play, and it's called Apartment 3B, and it takes place, at Joe's Pub in May. But we're hoping that we'll reach the world, and what we're hoping is that people get to see the lifestyle of this Puerto Rican kid and how I grew up. Not only that, the fun stories and what made me me. It's very easy to talk about how crack assisted in me sleeping on crates, and ski coats. But from those crates and ski coats, it made me hunger. It gave me a void to fill, which made me go harder. And so the reason why I talk like this, the reason why I am the way I am, is because of those hardships. But those hardships, there's a story in them. And so we tell that story through sound and through trumpets and through, something you've never seen before ever. And the one-man play, it's sort of like a John Leguizamo meets Nas meets ALBe Back. You know what I mean? And it's about being, and who we are great storytellers. And as well as people who are willing to stand on the front lines and say, hip-hop is in Boricua. Hip-hop is in, the inner city. Still, it's not a fad. It's not pop. It's real. It's our language. And so Apartment 3B gives you good insight on that, and it's hilarious. I mean, like, you will be dying laughing. So, come check us out. Turn off the lights. Get completely naked. and really listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. What do you care about? All the things that are coming up, everything that's coming up, all your fears. If you feel insecure about a scar or fat or whatever, everything that you hear, write it down, conquer it, and be the person you're supposed to be. Yo, what up, y'all? This is ALBe Back, and you already know what I represent. I represent the Bronx. I represent Boricuas all day, every day. Shouts to my man Mark over at DTF. Shouts to AR. Yo, where are you, AR? You already know. Right here, MajorStage. Where you at? Huh?